Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is the Best of Both Worlds campaign. I'm sorry it took me so very long to return to the wonderful world of Bob, but I hope you enjoyed your winter break regardless. I've been rather ill and hence not able to record, but I am almost entirely better and so we are ready to go. Let's wrap up this glorious campaign. The Mittel Europa faction spreading its influence across the Atlantic, and we're doing pretty well. We've got some solid bases over here. Let me refamiliarize myself with the situation. Right, so we're rapidly building air bases, giving ourselves a huge air presence over the Caribbean and Florida coast areas, while also using planes to raid any... my middle mouse button. I need to get a new mouse. Also raiding anyone that dares go near our coasts around Europe. From a supply standpoint, we're doing pretty well over here. Though actually, I think we need to unpause before that will actually properly calculate. There we go. You know, running the edge a little bit on some of the supply here, but getting up there. Just cranking out lots of relevant production. We're getting bigger ports and all that good stuff. Our fleet. We've got a huge fleet. We've been spamming destroyers for their anti-air capabilities. In terms of where my army is, this is just trash, isn't it? Yes. So where's my actual army? Where did I have them stationed? Okay, here they are. They're currently training. Do you need to be training? Do any of you need to be training? I suppose we can look at it from this perspective. Yes, one of them still needs training. All right, you all stay training until that guy finishes. And you should be a different colour. Right, the tanks. Where are the tanks? Tanks are all up in Normandy. And they are all pretty trained. Apart from, what are you? The new ones? Are you the moderns? Yeah, these are the modern tanks. Still undergoing some training. That's fine. Some of these guys are training, but don't need to be. So you can stop that. The old lights still hanging around. Some of you are saying we should just delete the lights. But I don't see the advantage, right? If we delete the lights, what do we get out of it? A little bit of manpower. Some medium anti-air and some support equipment, you know, artillery. Who cares? Let's just keep them anyway. They're really low on supply usage, which could make them useful for, you know, attacks into lower infrastructure areas. Like if we were trying to push... I don't actually remember what the infrastructure's like in here. Yeah, there's a bit of low infrastructure in here. Lower, anyway. You know, if we tried to roll big medium tanks through Kentucky, they'd start having problems. But if we had, you know, fast-moving light tanks to rush across the American plains, seems good to me. Okay, so let's unpause. Immediately pause again. What the hell are we doing with focuses? We're saving up political power because I probably want to change my export laws. Maybe manpower as well, if I had to guess. Alright, we have some kind of bug to do with the planes, where it's saying we got a new design to show, but don't. It's a bit strange. Right, convoys there. I don't think I'm going to second guess my earlier self much on production. We are in that stage of the game where we're pretty much flush with more or less everything. Not so much on medium tanks. Still producing some, but we've gone hard on moderns these days. If we start having a big tank deficit, we'll just delete some of the old ones. So, where is our navy actually deployed? Ah, give me one moment. So, we could push these guys out of Guyana. Is that how you say it? Or is it, do you know? Is it Guyana? This area. Guyana, that's the one. Alright. So we could push the Free French out of Guyana. We'd probably wait for people to arrive, because attacking into this jungle terrain, especially when it's freaking raining, makes it very tough. Alright, let's... Okay, and they're fighting us hard over the Caribbean, but we've got a lot of planes, right? Yeah, we will be taking lots of casualties in the air, which is something that's very easy to miss, because a number that's not shown on here that I really think should get added. That would be lovely, actually. I should suggest that. It should show our manpower lost, because you can lose a surprising amount of manpower from planes being shot down. You could obviously extrapolate it from, you know, oh, we have had that many fighters shot down, how many fighters do you lose, how many people do you lose when that fighter gets shot down, all that kind of stuff, but it wouldn't be easy. Looks like the Americans have fled from Tobago. That's Tobago, right? Trinidad, Tobago? Yeah, I think that's Tobago. I've only been to Trinidad, so it's my excuse for not knowing. Where are you guys headed? Coming up here to join in, right? Because there was a fairly determined American invasion force over there. But now that it's been beaten back, you guys can return to your original stations, I think. Oh, good. We arrived just before they moved in to cause problems there. Excellent. Some American tanks trying to land the Fighting 69th. Someone called Northern Line. Alright. So where is the Navy? You are currently convoy escorting up here. Right, so we found a couple of American ships over here. People were suggesting we should have much smaller convoy escort fleets. I think, in general, you are correct. Just teleport this fleet over here. In general, you are correct. But at the moment, it doesn't really matter because I think there's literally only one enemy ship over here. Yeah, so it's not like we're going to have to fend off multiple enemy engagements. The other point is they might try and escape from this big fleet, but it's one ship. Like, whatever I put against it, it's probably going to try and flee. Alright, good. Still convoy raiding there. I do like our convoy raiding super heavy battleships. They're great. So how many planes do you have, US? And are these planes we're fighting mostly the US? Let's take a look here. He's got just a god almighty number of planes. But, I mean, ours are probably better. Actually, they might not be, honestly. How are our fighters? Like, how are we doing on fighters right now? We're only using fighter 3s. 4s. Really? That's fighter 2. Someone make the mod, please. Where it's just fighter 1, fighter 2, fighter 3, fighter 4. I think those are fighter 3s. Because this must be CAS 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I'd like it. I don't know. I know some people really like the flavor names. I just don't care. The Europa class, which is dear to my heart because I have a ship that I love called the Europa. Excellent. So we can, and we've got some naval experience, so we can design a beautiful Europa class carrier. Realistically, by the time we actually manage to commission a Europa class, we are going to be, have won. So this is going to be the ship that will maintain global German dominance in a time of peace, in all likelihood. All right, crank out some of those. Didn't we lose like all our carriers? Yeah, we have 2 carriers right now. So we're gonna want 4 of these. Please. Just give them max dockyards. They can all deploy to, the big port in Brittany would be lovely. And we'll just put a bunch of these onto one line. That's the wrong one. That's the one I was after. There we go. And those 4 will just bleed all their factories into this one. Or they might bleed into these ones. So we will... Can you drag them? No, I need to do this. There's no way to shift click from here anymore, is there? I do love the dragging. I feel like you should be able to do both. But I'm not sure how I would make that UI look. I mean, you could have... You couldn't put the buttons here because the names need to spread. How would I do it? I think what I would have is a shortcut where if you held like Control Shift and then clicked, then it would go to the bottom, and just shift click would send it to the top. That would be a really convenient way of doing it. Yeah. Alright, next research. We could go for fighters. Is there a fighter bonus I can get? Yeah. I think jet technology counts for this. It might just be jet. It might just be these ones that it counts for, but I'm gonna gamble. And say it's for those ones as well. Meanwhile, what should we grab in the meanwhile? Could get some naval doctrine going. Just make a bit of progress to make the destroyers a bit better. That doesn't seem all that worthwhile. You know what? We've got this one finishing in 22 days. We'll put this one on the next air doctrine. That works out. Cool. Okay, so what's next for the glorious Mythal Europa? I suppose we look to deploy the main fleet. and see if we can get naval superiority here? I suspect we can. The American fleet is down to about 90 ships. That's pretty low, because they're likely to be lots of the small ones. We did such good damage to them as they were fleeing from their convoy raiding over here. Probably be good there. What are we short? Short on a bit of oil. Hey, Venezuela. Actually, I'd much rather import from the Yugos. Less chromium. No, they're puppet imports. It's fine. Okay, maxed out on air experience right now. Let's look at upgrading a plane then, shall we? We could also upgrade from stockpile. Fighter 3s into a newest version of Fighter 3s. Is the newest version fully blinged out? Pretty much, yeah. Arguably, I shouldn't have put the range on, but I don't think the reliability is that important. At least I've been told it isn't very important. I think I will convert those over. That's, you know, we want to throw out the best fighters, because we're not limited by number of fighters right now. We're limited by airbase space. So, and I think I will, using that exact same logic, do the same for all the others. Okay, and in terms of variants, we could get some better CAS. Yeah. Even better range. That looks good to me. Very low reliability. Very, very low. But did I just... Oh, God. I always do this. What did I switch? It was the naval bombers, wasn't it? Ah! Oh, well. Oh, well. We got plenty of naval bombers, right? Yeah, we got 4,000 of those. Combat in the Mid-Atlantic Gap. Bring down those. Oh, and in the English Channel. Okay, we found it. What is it? Yeah, so it's one submarine is what's actually in here. And we got it. Nice. Okay, so you guys now pretty much yeah, head to Brittany, await further instructions, I think. And I will split off a small destroyer force. It will become small, don't worry. Something like 15 destroyers split into 3 5s. And I'm going to base those guys out of Holland. I'm going to use them just to make sure we don't have any more sub-problems from the Allies. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, jet strap bomber. Sorry, tac bomber. Nice. Very nice indeed. Could get better than nav bombers. I'm not sure we need them. Honestly. I think I'm going to let this research stay full for 5 days, and put it straight towards the next naval technology. Okay, so some of you should have a mission. Didn't I give some of you a mission? No, why none of you? One of you does have this mission, right? What's going on? Oh no, I gave it to the wrong one. Okay, not you, not you, not you. Stop that. Merge up. And you guys meet in Brest. That's fine. Okay, now it's you three. God, it's a bit tricky to find these guys. The same merging thing that works in this mod to the strap view adjustments, strategic view adjustments mod that makes these guys not blur together doesn't seem to apply to fleets. Okay, so here. Base out of Holland. Deselect. Bomb. And we'll have one go here. And sure, we'll protect the Norwegian coast just in case. Bomb. And you can go, I don't know, I suppose, here. Just make sure they're not doing anything funky in here. They haven't got any ports in the Med left, right? Yeah, no. Med is an Axis lake. Not that we are the Axis. I know I've said that a lot. It is a Mittel European lake. Alright, so gaining air superiority here, even though they have vastly more men. Oh, my fighter's currently not actually deployed. I guess we were trading badly. Let's throw them back in there. Slightly over-deployed here because of the freaking Russians. Russia, move your fighters out of my airbase. You may think it's not my airbase. In fact, no, it's literally my airbase, isn't it? Don't I own this? No. Ah, it went back to you. Give me Trinidad. No taking Trinidad off me. I need to build airbase and All this good stuff. Anti-air and radar and... What was the other thing I want to build? Right, a naval base. Cool. We have the economy. We might as well really get going on that. Okay, so we have some room here for another 300 planes. I'll send over some from the... Oh, attack bomber reserves. Actually non-existent. Is that correct? Doesn't sound right. Maybe I just didn't deploy them. Oh, I can't wait for this screen to get reworked. Alright, and some of them. Alright, we'll go up to 600. I could just do this. There we go. You can't set the limit lower than the number of airplanes. Ah, yes, fair enough. Just go to 600 if you would. There you go. Cool. Okay. Excuse me? Did I I think I didn't actually click, like, do it at the end of that whole malarkey. Whoops. Let me go back in. It's been a while since I played this game. I must apologize. I can just do it this way, can't I? Yeah, just give me all the attack bombers you have spare. Did I not do it again? What was going on? I hit okay, didn't I? Am I crazy? Okay. I'll just do it this way. Alright, that worked. I don't know. Was that my mistake? Or was the game being a bit funny there? Not sure. So, these guys on the daily tick will get all the remaining attack bombers. Boom. There are none, apparently. Interesting. That's not correct, is it? Can't be confused. We have more attack bombers than this. Right? No. Yes, we do. No, we have minus 300 now. What is going on? Anyway, we'll split them down. Subject may soon raise its autonomy. Which one? Bulgaria. What am I even importing from you, Bulgaria? Ah, chromium. Lots of chromium. Fair enough. Here, Bulgaria, have some great anti-air and some lovely coastal forts. In fact, let's do it this way. Again, so it's nice and quick in the autonomy reduction. Okay. So still winning in the air here. Trading, not fantastically, but, you know, it's about 1-to-1. Plus we're bombing their ships, which is great. In terms of air bases, that one is soon to be upgraded. This one here has room for 400. Okay. So, let's go grab... I need to start remembering to use the mini-map, because my middle mouse button gives me conniptions. That's what it does. Bring these 4 over. And we'll put them here. And move 400 of these attack bombers over here. Just so we have better range placements. Perfect. We have the command power. Give me a little efficiency boost. That's lovely. Combat on the Iberian coast, really. Still trying to raid me? No, just some convoys. Probably trying to supply these guys in here. Okay, more glorious raiding up there. Okay. Well, we've got pretty solid control of the seas, from what I can see. Excuse me, you guys. There we go. That's space for another 200. Yoink. So we should probably start to think about actually, you know, getting on with it. We could begin with some invasions of all these islands here, and then go from there. So who are we going to invade with? We do have some marines here, so I think we will put them to use. Do I have space for them? Bok, why are you in charge? Don't I have an invader? Could have sworn I had someone with the invasion trait. Yeah, Kurt. No, sorry, that's the commando trait. Also useful in this situation, actually. Don't really want camouflage expert. Alright, you know what, Bok? You can have a chance to prove yourself. Go to Trinidad. Oh, he already has an invasion planned. Where? Oh, we haven't taken the Azores yet. Yeah, sure, Bok, get on it. Ah, that's right. The Azores was very heavily defended. I remember now. Give me some serious naval support. And also, Schleswig-Holstein and the Bismarck. I require your immediate assistance in bombing the Azores. Where are we going? This island? That's... I can't remember which island that is. I think that one is the one I landed on when I was sailing in this area. I don't think I went over here. Alright, so we can get the next air tech. And this one, I believe I wanted to spend on... next naval technology. Alright, in these guys go. They're defended. That should be fine. They run into trouble here from enemy navy. We'll just move the ships, the super heavies, to engage. Where's my other super heavy? He's a little way away. Schleswig-Holstein. He might get there in time. We'll see. If not, it'll be up to the glorious Bismarck. With their 0 kills? Bismarck's got no kills? What? That's outrageous. It's max XP and no kills. These pilots. Always good. Alright, good. The Schleswig has managed to arrive in time to provide some glorious bombard support. And in fact, I now notice, it looks like there's actually no one there. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, okay, good. They're not actually raiding us. It's just an American division there. Which these guys should do some good work too. Losing fighters against an unescorted convoy. Come now. Yeah, the Azores are actually undefended, so this is going to be a pretty easy naval invasion as far as naval invasions go. Let's move the main fleet, with its diminished destroyer capacity, admittedly, into position down here. We will base it out of Casablanca, I think. It still has range from Casablanca to operate in the whole of the Caribbean and Southern American coast. We couldn't go all the way up to the Eastern Seaboard, but that's okay. We don't really need it to. We'll give it the glorious Karl Donitz with his air controller. He hasn't quite got fly swatter. He's at 72% towards that. Oh, okay, we got immediately invaded. I guess that's where this troop was going. But there we go. Azores captured. Sterling work, everybody. Back to your regularly scheduled convoy raiding malarkeys. You... right here. Good. Okay, and you... we could invade from here, honestly. They wouldn't expect it. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, in a couple of invasions... oh no, sorry, of course we can only launch one invasion from the Azores, because you can only launch one invasion per port, which I really hope they get rid of. Doesn't seem like a necessary restriction. Let's send everyone, actually, and then we'll attack out from one port. So we'll grab somewhere central. Or maybe grab somewhere at one end, so we don't get pincered. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's go here. How long is that going to take you to plan? 35 days, not too bad. We're in no tearing hurry. You guys immediately engaging. Okay, just more American convoys, that's fine. So, you lot. I need you to have 100% fighter wings. Okay, that is... okay, and I'll just fix the numbers in situ, that's fine. Alright, 58 of each. There are strats around overstacking and it being more efficient if you actually do that, but for today, we're not going to worry our pretty little heads about that. We don't need to. Okay, and now you guys, convoy escorts. You're going to convoy escort here and here. And then when the signal is given, they will spread their region of operation into the Caribbean. And we will try and begin this invasion. They're still heavily present over the Caribbean. They are indeed. Very few bombers active, though. So that's good. That means we're unlikely to face massive airstrikes. Of course, they could shift new bombers into place, but because of the penalty you get when you shift what location you have a air wing deployed, which operating region you have them deployed to, we should be okay just to go this one tile, at least, and land. And then with our CAS support, we should be able to crush our way up this this island chain. Isn't there a name for this specific island chain in the east of the Caribbean? I don't recall. think there is, but it's not coming to mind just now. Alright, you guys all trained up now. Yes, indeed. You can cease your training operations. And let's move you. Republican Spain, you are real scared of me, huh? Lots of infantry on that border. Don't worry, we're happy for you to remain independent for now. Alright. So, we could start moving these guys into position. And indeed, I think we shall. Let's see. We got room. How much supply do these lot take? Can I see that somewhere? I think I can. I don't remember where, though. I could just... Yeah, I could just do it this way. What's 0.76 times 24? Right, each infantry army takes about, assuming they all have the same stats as this guy, which they won't necessarily, has takes up about 18 supply. So we can deploy one of them to Casablanca into the staging area. And let's make that the primo army, which I think is this one under Lieb. He's got some good traits. I mean, Karl is pretty legendary too. Yeah, no, Karl is the badass. He's got the Mountaineer. He's got the Improvisational Expert. You know what, Karl? You've made it. I'm going to send Karl down to Casablanca, and they can start beginning their preparations for moving over into the American theater. And of course, each of these islands we take, we deny the Americans a potential airbase. We gain ourselves a potential new place to build air bases, naval bases, all this good stuff. Let's bump up the speed while we plan this invasion. Let's get her done. More raid, just raiding, yeah. No problems, no one challenging. The glorious supremacy of the Kriegsmarine. How is our radar coverage going? Growing. There we go. Starting to get some coverage here. Got good coverage over these islands. Looks like they might be undefended. It's floating airfield, beautiful. Switch this one straight into the next one. Massed strikes, 50% less penalty from carrier overcrowding. Feeds in to that strategy I was talking about that we're not going to bother employing. Could get better artillery. Let's get better signals and better recon. Good, good, good. In the air, they continue to fight against us. We continue to trade. Just very slightly better than them. Have got room for another 400 planes there. Give me those 4 wings with aces. And make those allies regret ever leaving their airfields. I would also like a further 200 fighters and 200 bombers to come from down here. Glorious. Glorious, glorious, glorious. Alright, he is making his way on that plan. Bulgaria is still very autonomous, even after a huge wave of buildings. I guess we better do another wave. Let's bring their whole country to a level 2 fort. And again, the head cannon on this one, to make it make, you know, the slightest lick of sense, is we're basically installing German military garrisons in bunkers all over the country, so they don't think about independence too much. Great. Okay. Planning, Navy moving into position. These guys, shouldn't you have, like, no supply? Yeah, they have 1 supply here. Good. This convoy raiding should be denying them any way to bring in extra supply. Brazil is majority democratic, but hasn't actually flipped to democratic. That's good news. Very good news indeed. We could start planning other invasions, like from down here, but we just don't have the supply with all these planes I keep pouring into the region. Not that I regret pouring the planes in. They're doing, and I'm going to say it again, sterling work. So I think we're quite happy with that. No problems in the mainland. What's this? German. I'm attacking Sweden, but it's showing it separate from all the others for some reason. That's interesting. Nothing I need to deal with over here. Venezuela still has their weird little chunk of land down here. But don't worry about it. It's the same colour as Turkey, so if you ignore it, it isn't there. We could invade India, but there's not much point. What I'm thinking at the moment... oh god, yeah, and China's getting attacked. Oh, hello. There's a civil war in Bulgaria. Legionary Bulgaria, fascist Bulgaria has joined the Allies, once again proving that the Allies have no moral high ground on which to stand. And Hungary has upgraded themselves to colony, which could be a problem from the perspective of an aluminium import. It's going to cost us far more factories now to import from Hungary, and to lower their subject level would cost a lot of political power. Well, that is unfortunate. And Bulgaria is also going to be able to promote themselves pretty soon. Well, puppet divisions, flock to the colours. We're going to need you to come and deal with this rebellious puppet. It's kind of funny how our puppets, you know, they're all striving for independence, but then the second any of them get independence, they're all about piling in on crushing whichever one dared to actually do it and break ranks. Okay, all you guys, new army, annihilate them. We did just build a bunch of forts in Bulgaria, which is a little inconvenient for this, but no matter. Oh, these guys. Oh, the Greeks and stuff were helping out in the Chinese theatre as well. Okay, well, that's fine. You guys can just carry on doing that. I'll just send them home. We don't really need to assign a general or worry too much about this. How many men do they even have? We actually do have quite a few divisions, as it turns out. Alright, alright. Guderian, I have a job for you. Just in case the Bulgarians hold out against the puppet divisions, show them the error of their ways and send a massive medium tank force to go and annihilate them. Good. Bulgaria, I gave you so much extra land. Yes, okay, you didn't get part of Dobrozhia, but you got Thrace, you got Macedonia. So greedy. You should have taken what you were given and accepted your place in the New World Order. But no, you had to rock the boat, and now you're going to suffer for it. No, they're not, of course, which is kind of annoying. They're actually just going to go back to exactly the same state they were in before they declared independence. Or not declared independence, but, you know, started a civil war. Yeah, the puppet divisions are struggling. Bulgarians are fighting hard to defend their terrain, their homeland, but with the tanks on the way, they really don't have a chance. As soon as the tanks arrive, it'll be an absolute massacre. Alright, naval plan. Just 6 more days before we can actually launch our first, I believe, naval invasion into the Caribbean. Unless you count, I suppose, our attack into Tobago. But I'm not sure that really counts. Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, we did cross a strait, but I'm not sure that really counts as a naval attack. So the recon guy, let's check. Hey, it did count. We'll switch him over straight onto fighters. And I will leave him not doing anything. We need the political power. Alright, they appear to be neglecting their northern defences somewhat here. We're obviously not min-maxing this at all. We could fight this far more efficiently and with far fewer losses, but considering the tanks are here, I don't think we're going to have much of a problem. 1 tank division, low organisation, starting at 9. I reckon they might win that fight. Might. Not saying they will, but they might well. Yep, they are. 1 tank division. That's all it takes. I got 24 of these bad boys, Bulgaria, and I didn't even bring them all. That's what I think of you, just so you know, as an opponent. That's the level of respect I have for you as a military combatant. I brought less than a third. No, slightly more than a third. Half, actually. Half of my tanks. Sorry, fair enough, that's quite a few tanks. Getting naval invaded in the Caribbean. Ooh, that is a bit of a dangerous one. Do I have... Which air zone is that in? Is that in... No, it's in this one. Okay, good. So we have the close air support in position. So we should win. With enough CAS hits. But to be safe, let's send these guys over. Even if they do drive us back from here, it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, let's just wrap up Bulgaria. Bulldoze into the capital. And we'll call it a day. Just encircle and then... And back, there we go. Capital falls. Cut them in half. Thessaloniki's not their core, so that doesn't actually help them move towards... or move away, I suppose, from capitulation. Rather not encircle and destroy their divisions, but... I'm not that fussed. Earlier in the game, we would have had to take care at this point because the loss of the control of the Bulgarian forces would have left many of our ports undefended. But these days, honestly, not many ports I'm worried about. The Allies, very much a lame duck force at this point. Not really actually presenting much of a military challenge. We will have a bit of a challenge pushing through the continental US, but is it called the continental US? The mainland US? I don't know. But apart from that, there we go. Done. And in fact, yes, Greece is keeping Macedonia. Cue comments. What was that I just saw as well? Wasn't there a war declared? Did someone just join my side? Or something? I missed that pop-up. I clicked through it too quickly. Anyway, yeah. So Greece has has Macedonia. Well, that's what you get, Bulgaria. Shouldn't have had a civil war, should you? You guys can all just go back to your respective countries. And Guderian with your mediums. Let's have you down near Bordeaux, ready to hop on a boat if we need you to. You guys all trained up, so you can stop training. Launch the naval invasion. Let's do this thing, but let's do it in the next episode. Until then, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the return of the Best of Both Worlds campaign, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.